Welcome back to another Vlogmas. This is Vlogmas episode 6 of 2025, and I'm so excited to share with you some of my favorite things of the holidays and how I will be getting ready for the new year. So this episode today is about how to draft your resolutions. Now, this is something that I review on a monthly, quarterly basis to make sure that I'm still on track. But I'm going to share 12 things that you could do to help you to get yourself ahead before the new year. And I feel like drafting New Year's resolutions on New Year's Day is quite last minute, and no judgment there, but I feel like New Year's Day should be spent building new traditions. So there are 3 different ways that we are going to learn about drafting resolutions, and I'm going to share with you the first major draft in terms of how to get that ready. So drafting your resolutions. So first, you're going to create a bucket list. So everything that you've always wanted to do. And then you're also going to create a list that has resolutions. And it's very important to make a distinction between the two, because your bucket lists will be things that you feel are absolutely outrageous and or things that you've always wanted to do, whereas resolutions are more so intrinsic in terms of their purpose and their value to you. Next, number 2. So we want to brain dump. So brain dump everything that you've been thinking of doing, things that you've been humming and hawing about, and that is going to be your brain dump. So I don't want you to censor yourself at all in terms of your resolutions. Just think about everything that comes to mind and write it down on a piece of paper. Okay, so next, on another page, you're going to create some categories. So this will be familial, career, finances, self-development, hobbies, and these will all be things that you will be able to round up all of the resolutions that you've just written down and have them organized in your mind so that you can figure out a way of how to move forward. Tip number 4. So you're going to resolve to make yourself a priority. And that's one of the major things in terms of actually getting these resolutions done, and finding ways to make time for yourself will require so much discipline that you're going to have to take into account almost every minute or hour of your day. And you'll eventually realize the amount of time that you waste on things that don't matter. For example, doom scrolling online, or, watching YouTube videos for hours on a Saturday. So those are some things that you're going to change, and that includes making yourself a priority so that you're reviewing these goals on a regular basis and blocking out the noise. Tip number, let's see here. So let's just do a quick review. So number 1, creating bucket lists and resolutions. Then we had brain dumping. Number 3, we had making categories. Number 4, resolving to make yourself a priority. Number 5, we have 1-year plans versus 5-year plans. And this is something that I didn't actually start doing until fairly recently. I would always have a 1-year plan, and or I would just go with the flow. but I've recently started to create 5-year plans, and the reason for this is that I want to have a better idea of what my trajectory in life looks like, as opposed to letting life happen to me. So my 5-year plan gives me more of like an overarching vision of how I'll spend each year and making myself a priority and finding ways to fulfill my resolutions. Number 6. So we want to have different challenge levels of each of these goals. So the great thing about this way of doing resolutions is that you'll be able to categorize how much effort it'll take to complete each one and how much time as well. Next, number 7, we want to create a flowchart. So you can break down each goal into different categories and find ways of how each goal will segment into one another. And this will help you to find a way to make things very fulfilling for you. Number 8, quarterly reviews and quarter goals. So once you've created this flowchart in terms of what you need to do to create each of these resolutions in time and space, you're going to review every 3 months and refine these goals, figure out things that you were able to accomplish, and also find ways of how to accomplish the things that you're yet to finish. Number 9, planning for flexibility. And this is something that I became a master at doing over the years. But planning for flexibility gives you some leeway in terms of dealing with different roadblocks or challenges that might come along with life, and also giving yourself some time and grace to just sit back and relax for a little bit. So planning for flexibility is a little bit of a break to help you to move forward more constructively. Number 10, committing. So sometimes we all have commitment issues, but it's really important to commit to yourself. And this goes back to tip number 4, resolving to make yourself a priority. By committing yourself, it's really easy to actually complete these goals. So you become the kind of person that has the skills, attitudes, habits, and opportunities to make this vision possible. Number 11, cutting out the distractions, noisy people, things, and tyrants in your life in order to be able to reach this. And I can't stress enough how much I've learned over the past short few years in terms of really figuring out whether or not my surrounding is helpful for me. And sometimes you'll have to do sad things like distance yourself from friendships, but it's really important to be able to just zone in and have that vision for yourself. So number 12 is the last one, and giving these goals a time limit. By doing this, you take your deadlines more seriously, and you'll be able to categorize each goal. So for example, number 7, we talked about flow charts and challenge levels. By giving each of these goals time limits, you'll be able to discern what you're able to do, and not just by being realistic, but I think that you should work on being unrealistic, because if you shoot for the stars, you can get the earth thrown in too. And that's a quote by C.S. Lewis. And lastly, how long do you want to have some of these goals on your list for? So for example, have you had getting fit on the list for the past 4 years? How long do you want to have that on there? So give these things a time limit and commit to yourself. That's the best decision that you can make. So thank you for tuning in to this Vlogmas podcast on how to draft resolutions. And you can stay tuned because I have another episode coming up in a few weeks, and this one will go over how you can shortlist these resolutions, and then finally how you can refine these resolutions to make it work for you. And I think that you might find some really great pieces of insights from these tips that I'll be sharing. But I'm really excited to post more on YouTube, and thank you for subscribing. And if you haven't done that so far, you can click the subscribe button and stay tuned.